For today's review, we are looking at the Target exclusive gold label Wesley Dodds the Sandman. And before I talk about the accessories and the figure, let's take a quick look at the data profile card. As you can see, there is this beautiful comic book artwork of Wesley Dodds the Sandman, and on the backside of the card, you do have your usual read-up for who the character is. And there seems to be quite a lot of information right here. So his real name is Wesley Dodds, and it reads, sporting a suit, hat, cape, and gas mask, he employed his detective skills, sleeping gas, and other gimmicks against a legion of crooks. Touched by the power of Morpheus, Lord of Dreams, World War I veteran Wesley Dodds was plagued by nightmares of evil deeds. Eventually, he realized these were prescient visions, and used his vast fortune, scientific genius, and years of experience as a world traveler to create the Sandman, eerie mystery man stalking America's vilest human predators. He was a founder of the Justice Society of America, fighting uncanny menaces and battling the military might of Nazi Germany and Japan, but was always most comfortable hunting the darkest examples of human evil. And that's a pretty good read-up on who Wesley Dodds the Sandman is as a character. And yeah, there's just a lot of information here. So the only thing I've ever known about this character was the fact that he was a founding member of the JSA. I did not know he had correlations with Morpheus, the Lord of Dreams. This is the same Morpheus from Sandman, if you've heard of those comics. That character is also part of the DC universe. And yeah, that's pretty much the thing with this character that I did not know of, and all the other stuff as well, right? So, very cool read up on this character. Good to learn about another character I'm not familiar with, and that is the data profile card. And now let's talk about the accessories that this figure comes with. He does not have any interchangeable hands. He only comes with one accessory, which is his sleeping gas gun, as I call this, because I don't know what the actual name to this is. And as you can see, I have it on his hand because I do not want to take this off. I've taken it off before. It's a hassle. And for some reason, I don't know why Mcfarlane decided to use very soft, gummy plastic PVC material for this gun accessory here, because the actual sculpt of this accessory, which is a revolver, is the same sculpt that they done before for like another accessory in the past. But the problem is that they changed the plastic, so this thing warps really easily. And also, when it was packaged in the box, I don't know why they like doing this sometimes. It annoys me. They packed his sleeping gun accessory equipped to his trigger finger hand, which is already enough to hold the accessory in place if you're going to package it in this manner. But for some reason, they had the bright idea to also use a plastic wiring for the cylinder part of the accessories. So what this does is that it causes warpage, as you can see right there, and there is a little mark right there on the cylinder part. Now, I know this is just like a nitpick, but the reason why I want to point this out is because I don't understand why they have to pack accessories this way. Why can't they just do it the normal way, like what you see in the background right there, where you create a separate tray on the plastic container thing to store the accessories so it doesn't damage it. And adding the fact, as I mentioned, with the softer PVC gummy material that they use for this gun accessory, it's not great, right? I tried to fix it to the best I can, and it doesn't stay straight. It still warps, which is going to get worse again once the summer weather rolls around in the future. So, yeah, that's just something I want to point out with his accessory right there, the problems that I have with it. Now, in terms of the details, as I said, it is a revolver on the backside. On the front side here, you do have the cylinder thing that he modified to this gun, so it does not shoot bullets. And there are the holes where the sleeping gas powder would come out of. And the rest of the gun is just in this gold color. So yeah, not bad. And that's pretty much all the accessories that are included with Sandman. As for the other accessory, which I usually don't count, of course he does come with the standard DC figure stand, and there is the new logo. So there is that. Moving on into the aesthetics of this figure, just like Mr. Miracle, Sandman does reuse a body buck that we have seen before. This was introduced with the Dark Knights Trilogy Joker figure, which I don't have for comparisons, but I do have the Question, who also reuses the same figure mold, so I will bring him in for comparisons. And for the new stuff that is present on this figure, you do have the head sculpt and the straps here, which are part of the design of his suit. So I'm really glad that they actually sculpted these straps here just to give that detail, because they could have easily, not done that. But in this case, they did. So that is a nice change right there. And for his head sculpt, let's look at the details. I like the sculpting of the gas mask as well as his hat that he's wearing up top. And when you look closely at the gas mask, there is texturing to the painted black parts of the mask, which is actually really nice. And for the eye socket, I don't know what he's looking at, but it looks like he's staring into fire or something, because there's like orangey and yellow color. No, it's like red and yellow, actually, not orangey. It looks like orange from a distance, but yeah, he's staring into something that has flames in front of him, so that is interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much the head sculpt. From the back here, it looks like this, and from the sides, it's pretty much like that. And you do see a little bit of his neck. He is very pale underneath. They could have painted that a little bit better. And for his hat here, they did apply a wash, which is something that I like. If you look at the brown parts of his suit, there is a wash that was applied to it to give it this sort of sense of like dirtiness, right? Like it's not a clean coat. This is a coat that he's been wearing for a while now, because this is part of his getup, compared to the Question, who did not have any of that for his coat. As you can see, it's just all bright blue here. There's no wash of any kind. So I do appreciate when they do give a wash to the areas that actually could benefit from it. And for this one, it just makes the figure look nicer. So yeah, pretty nice of that. And then for his pants down here, as you can see, it is some sort of like teal, blue, green color. I don't know what the actual color to this is. If you do know, tell me in the comments below, because I'm not good with my colors. But yeah, there's the pants color, there's the shoes that he's wearing, and also some tiny details in here with the flaps of his coat. And just another look at the backside, you can also see the wash on the backside of the coat. So pretty nice. And some details right there, right? And then for his gloves, they're just regular brown gloves. And that's pretty much all the details of this figure. There's not a whole lot of like new details, because it is a complete reuse. So yeah, but does this figure mold work for Sandman? I think it does. I mean, this is the best sort of figure mold in a suit that they've ever made, I suppose. So if you're gonna try to recreate this artwork right here, this is pretty much close to it. There are some details that I wish were present on this figure that they could have added to some areas, right? Like those canisters and stuff. But, it is Mcfarlane being Mcfarlane when he does these sort of repaints for characters that have a limited sort of stock. So this is what happens. But if you're a customizer, you can definitely go back and probably do some modifications to this guy and add more stuff to him so he looks even better than what he looks like right now. All right, that is the aesthetics. Let's move on to the articulation of this figure. So let's start with his head sculpt. He can look up pretty nicely. He can look down, not exactly the best because of the fact that his gas mask does run into his neck. He can turn his head left and right, tilt his head side to side, no problems. And for the articulation of his arms, he can lift them out this high up. He can swing them back all the way. He does have bicep articulation, and for the arms, they do double joint. And he also has wrist articulation as well as swivel. And for his torso, because it is a overlay sort of torso, so there's no upper chest cut, most of the rotation will come from the waist area, as you can see right there. And it's pretty freaking loose and it's free, so pretty good movement. For his legs, they do kick out this high up. He does have the double jointed in the legs. There you go. He also has articulation in the feet, swivel, and toe articulation. Does he have upper thigh swivels? No, he does not. They do not exist on this figure. And can he do the splits? he can do a decent split. Not like the best, but like even with this coat thing, he can still at least spread out his legs. So that is pretty much most of the articulation for Sandman. Very simplistic, but you could probably get him into some dynamic poses if you pose them correctly. Now it's time for some comparisons. And let's start with the Question, who is the other character that reuses this body buck. And as you can see, the differences between them is pretty much just the paint colors, the head sculpts, and the slight differences between the hat that they're wearing. Now, I thought it was a reuse of the hat that he was wearing, but now seeing them side by side, they're slightly different. So, yeah, that's pretty much the differences between these two figures. And that is the first comparison. And for the second comparison, here he is with his wave mate for this Target exclusive gold label release. There he is with Mr. Miracle. Pretty cool. And for the last comparison, I am going to have him with the core founding members of the JSA that I do have so far. So let me just bring them in. Let me put Alan Scott Green Lantern right here. I need to find some room so they can all fit on this table. There you go. Put them right there. Let's put Jay Garrick on this side. Let's put Dr. Fate over here. And our man on this side as well. So, there they are. All 5 of them. Now, that's not every member, right? I think there's like 2 or 3 more members that are also considered the founders of this team that they have not made into figures yet. There's one called the Atom, and then the other 2, I can't remember their names on the top of my head. But just having 5 of them is still pretty good right here. And in terms of my progress right now for my JSA team, I still need Dr. Midnight, who I haven't picked up yet. I haven't actually seen any that figure in any of the stores I've been to. It's really strange. I know he's sold out online, but like pretty sure I should still be able to find him in the stores. Maybe not. So yeah, I'm still missing him. And I am missing Atom Smasher, comic book version of Atom Smasher. I have the live action one, but it doesn't really fit in with the comic book shelf. So yeah, I need that Mega Fig Atom Smasher. I already have Spectre, but I don't mind getting another Spectre because at least the designs are not the same. So yeah, that 2-pack and the Dr. Midnight Collector Edition, that's all I'm missing right now. Don't know if they're going to make any more members of the JSA in the future. If they do, well, the list is going to grow. So, yeah. But that's pretty much going to do for the comparisons for today's review. And if you found today's review of the Wesley Dodds Sandman informative, do give this video a like. If you want to subscribe to the channel for more action figure content and whatever else I do on here, it would be much appreciated. And with that said, take care, and I will see you in the next video.